So welcome back to Chop's Garage. I'll speak up because we've got some cutting going on in the background. Just picked up the Citroen Berlingo from our customer that had an ABS light issue with it. I've dropped them off a loan car, picked up the car from their house and brought it here. And lo and behold, on the way here, it did ping up the ABS light on the dashboard. And then it obviously pinged up traction control and so forth. When I code read it, it said it was the driver's side front ABS sensor. So we've got that up here ready to fit, and hopefully I'll be able to drop the car back to them same day, which would be good. So got it picked up from their house, got left the loan car, and hopefully, like I say, turn it around inside of a day. Can't really complain with that as well. And we are actually a couple of days over their warranty as well, so I think they should be happy with that. You'll notice the ramp is clear because we've got the Fiesta off, done all the MOT work for that, so we'll pop it down for its retest. That should obviously just be a straight pass. That's all ready to go. When you get it back, I'll probably do a little bit more paint on the rear bumper. And all the Dacia MOT work's been done as well. I'll speak up a bit because of the tractor. So we've tied up the wheels a bit. A little bit better now as well. Gave me a coating of Pro XL textured paint, matte black. You can keep them what was there already. I think we're waiting for just one more part before we drop it off for MOT, which is a stalk on this side, which has got the horn on it because the horn's not working. It only had half a seat in the back, didn't it, or part of a seat, so we stripped all that out like it should be for a commercial. I think I'll get rid of that bit there. We don't need that, do we? Doesn't fit in anywhere really, does it? So that's all stripped out, and yeah, so we'll pop that back down for a retest as soon as we've got that switch on. So Pete's cracking on and fitting that wheel sensor. I am waiting on Mrs. Chops because we are on a run down to Exmouth to pick up a car from a subscriber, well, a subscriber's son. We're off to pick up a Mercedes CLS, which is a car I do like quite a lot. Done a few Mercedes CLS, done quite a lot of cars with a 2.1 diesel that's in this car that we're going to see today. So maybe take you along for the ride, show you the process of getting a car from a subscriber. So before we head off to collect the car, I've got to share with you Loon of the Day. And that is one of my friends in the dealer chat telling us that he has a customer that wants to reject a car they bought 6 months ago. They've done nearly 7,000 miles in because, get ready for it, the front and rear tyres don't match. So the car is unsafe and unfit for purpose. If you ever wondered why dealers are needing more and more margin in cars, why the part exchange prices are coming down, and why none of them are keen to negotiate on price, that is the reason for you, people. We have this level of entitlement out there now. Is getting madder and madder by the day. The margins within this game no longer reflect the amount of risk involved with dealing with cars. Mark my words, there will be a survival of the fittest now, but we'll find that we lose a lot of dealers just due to unrealistic expectations, not enough margin in cars to cope with what the cost of repairing modern cars are. And then the few left will demand and will insist via the prices they offer in an adjustment in the market to give a margin that does reflect these crazy expectations. Not just the crazy expectations, because crazy expectations are one thing, it's the fact that the law is upholding it in many cases and judges are upholding it. And with this culture of bad reviews used as a weapon when you don't get your own way, we're finding dealers are bending over for things they never should. So we're on the road to go and pick this car up. It's about an hour away. Touch wood, traffic is okay today. We opted to do it today rather than Friday because Friday is an absolute nightmare moving around the southwest. I'm with Steve and Donna, and it's Morris who watches my channel that recommended Steve to get in touch about this car, which was Donna's dad's car before. So Donna's dad bought this a few years old. He ran it. Unfortunately, he passed away, and then Donna and Steve took it on. And when they were looking to sell it recently, Morris said, get in touch with Chops, come down. So massive thanks to you, Morris. Shout out to you for recommending it. We're just about to have a little test drive on it because it is exactly as described. I got a fantastic video, walk around video of the car before I came down, and to the point, it is exactly as described. So there's no chipping to be done or anything like that. We don't like to do that, so ideal. Unlike the Motorway guys. Was it Motorway that mucked you around, was it?
Yeah,
Motorway mucked. We'll go into that story a bit later on, but we're going to go for a quick test spin, because as you've seen in previous videos, I haven't test driven some cars, and I should. We'll do that quickly, and then we'll close off the deal, and then we'll catch up on how Motorway mucked them about. Test drive done. I went for a good run in it. It drives absolutely beautifully. It's been looked after really well. This suspension rides perfectly. Gear change is super smooth. You can't tell it's doing it. I had to look at the dash to make sure. Check the paddle shift change on it as well. Pulls really nicely, and obviously it's a bloody good looking thing. So again, many thanks for recommendation. We'll get them all paid up now, and we'll get it back to the unit. So there, Matt. The Ginger Frank off in his daughter's Polo. So that'll be for her birthday in the morning. Good looking little car after all that work. I had someone wanted to buy that yesterday. Polos are so popular around here, so did well to be able to offer a mate a bit of a deal on there, because that would have sold 10 times over that car, no problems at all. He's a hard-working girl. Gets up at like 5 in the morning, goes to the farm every day before she goes to college and all that kind of stuff. So she deserves a nice little car. So as you can see from the dirt on the Mercedes, it was a little bit more than just a drive home from Exmouth. I've ended up driving it for a couple of days. It's bloody lovely. It's obviously had plenty of time to ping up lights from the amount of journeys I've done, but no such thing. It drives absolutely beautiful, and it's a really nice car to be in. Probably a little bit low profile tyres and a little bit low body wise for where I live in the sticks, but in terms of its drive, and it's absolutely brilliant, and everybody's commenting how nice looking this thing is, because it obviously is a very handsome looking machine. So many thanks again to our subscribers for getting in touch, and we'll give it a good old clean up now and start to work through the bits and bobs that need doing on it. Well, I just realised I forgot to tell you what happened with the Mercedes and Motorway. So the guys put the car on Motorway. Obviously Motorway gives you an idea of what they think the car might go for, so they were happy with that price. Put it up on there, let it run for the period. Obviously everybody bids, dealer bid, won the car, came to pick it up. So obviously that process takes, you know, a couple of weeks, I guess. Now obviously there are circumstances where chipping is justified because someone's left something off the car, because obviously there are instances where chipping is justified because people don't necessarily know how much is needed for a car to be retailed, and maybe they've lived with some issues on a car, either cosmetic or mechanical, that do actually make a fundamental difference to the value of the vehicle. So a dealer is always, you know, within his right to chip a car when he comes to value it, because he's not physically seen it yet, he's not test driven it yet. I say there will be things that they'll pick up on that maybe you've missed, but like I say, the chipping I'm talking about, we're talking about thousands of pounds, not a few hundred. Dealer comes along, looks around the car, says, yeah, it's as described, but it's on a private plate. Now, I'm not sure how exactly that gets missed on Motorway. I would have thought that would be within the pictures of the car, the video or whatever. Or perhaps he thought they were going to take the plate off before they came to pick it up. But he said, I can't take the car. Can't take the car because it's on a private plate, because I've got someone who wants the car straight away and they won't wait for the transfer of the number plate. So I can only assume that some people bidding on Motorway, I mean, for it to turn around that quickly, presumably maybe they were buying it for someone private. Perhaps people are using Motorway accounts to get cars for friends at sort of trade rates, because it doesn't sound like a retail situation, because you've got to obviously get it fully retail prepped. There's, you know, for retail, there's a bit of paintwork to do on the back bumper. Wheels could probably do with a refurb. There's the side trims on the windows could do with tidying up. So it doesn't sound like, if the changeover of the number plate was going to take too long, that it's like for a retail sale. I don't know. Perhaps I'm just being too conspiracy theorist about it, but it sounds more like someone buying a car for themselves or for somebody else who's just going to take it as is. So anyway, so they came along and said, no, we can't take the car, and left them with the car sat there. And obviously the process of putting it back through again would have taken a couple of weeks, and they decided, you know what, we're not even that bothered about the number plate, so we'll just sell it to, well, they offered it to me with the number plate on it, because obviously it's a 2015, not a 2010. So yeah, total waste of time for them on motorway. I don't know what the score is behind that, why that happened, but I think people need to be aware though. I mean, that was a case where they were willing to pay, but it was a number plate that caused the issue. But increasingly, I'm hearing over and over again that Motorway and CarWow are becoming a bid to view site. So the dealers will outbid each other, so they get the first opportunity to go down and see the car. You see cars going to prices that there's no realistic margin in them at all. They're nearly what they're worth retail. And you think, how's anybody making money out of it? Well, it's a bid to view, get down, see the car, and then when you get there, really heavily chip people. There was one the other day, I think someone was trying to get chipped £1,500 they were telling me about on a car that wasn't a very expensive car. So yeah, just be aware of that. I know a lot of people have had positive experiences as well. I think the more specialist your car is, probably the better you do. But just be aware that increasingly dealers are having to outbid each other just for a chance to win a car on CarWow and Motorway, and the prices they're bidding aren't realistic prices. And you can guarantee that if it's a really high bid, or much higher than anybody else has offered you, that when they arrive, they are going to try and chip you, because the trade price of the car is the trade price of the car. It's pretty much the same across the board, within a few £100 margin between people maybe that sell a lot of them know they can get a bit more for them. But yeah, the trade price is the trade price. So just a word of warning, the price you're seeing seems too good to be true and is a lot higher than anybody else has offered you. Odds on are it isn't the price you're going to get. So Citroen Berlingo, I'm just out test driving it, because we changed the ABS sensor and it worked, but then it pinged again and came up with an ABS fault, but let me drive the car fine. So Pete thought possibly it's not picking up on the hub properly, so he gave the hub a clean off. Again, I did a drive, didn't come up. Second drive I've gone on, it's come up again, but this time it's come up with, tells me that there's a tyre underinflated and that we've got more of an issue. It's got an exclamation mark and some other bits and bobs now, and it's actually in limp mode. Won't let me go above third gear and above sort of like 40-50 mile an hour. So I don't know what's going on with this car. I'm beginning to wonder if it is an ECU fault. If any of you have any experience with this, I mean, hopefully by the time the video goes out we've sorted it, but if any of you have any experience with this, let me know what the score is. So pulled off, it was still in limp mode, and then all the lights went off and it's back to being absolutely normal again. Weird. So our Citroen Berlingo, we got back off the customer. They've had this, they're just over 3 months with this one. And this is the one that I picked up from their house because they were having a problem with the ABS light coming on and the car going into limp mode. We replaced the ABS sensor on that side, but we've got the same code coming back. There's only a couple of elements to the pickup of the wheel. Obviously the ABS sensor is picking up the wheel movement, the wheel speed. There's only a couple of elements. There's a sensor, and then there is actually a magnet on the wheel bearing that it picks up from. So next thing is to replace the wheel bearing, and hopefully that solves it. If that doesn't solve it, we would need to look at possibly the wiring back to the ECU would be the next thing. The nice thing is that it's the same wheel every single time. It's not randomly going around the car, so it doesn't look like we've got, I wouldn't have thought we've got a wiring fault overall or an ECU fault, but we will have to see. We've got to go take it down to Moores and get that new bearing pressed in. Right, so hub off Citroen, and we can probably see why it's not picking up signal, because it's got a lot of grease on the ABS, on the magnetic pickup on the back there, and that probably means that some of this grease has already been cleaned off as well. That probably means that the bearing's been leaking a bit of grease out. It wouldn't have been long before the bearing started getting grumbly, and it's covered up the ABS ring there, which is probably why we're getting an intermittent signal as well. So we've got the new bearing there. We'll pop that down, get that pressed in, and then get it back on the car, and hopefully that solves our problem. Now, one car that of course doesn't have all those complicated ECU issues is the little 106 GTI. That's the current raffle, which is ending in only about a week's time, I think. If you haven't seen this before, 106 GTI. Been freshly MOT'd. It's been test driven with a long run, about an 8-hour run up to Rusterville and back. It is all set to go for its new owner. Tickets are just £2 a ticket, and we are supporting a charity that helps those with special needs and with learning disabilities and so forth, with golf events. They do little golf events. I'll put a link to the charity in the description down below. So if you want to get involved, there'll be a link to that charity, a link to the raffle down below, and check out the latest bundle offers where when you buy a certain amount of tickets, you get loads free. These things are screaming up in value. They are stupid fun to drive, as I can attest to with my various trips around roundabouts and country lanes. It's a do-it-all little hot hatch that could run you around to work every day if you wanted. Be a scream at the weekend, turn up at a show, and there'll be people all over it as well, like there were at Rustival. So again, get yourself in there quick because it hasn't got long left to run, and all the links for that are in the video description down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.